Sophie started every morning at the same café, following a familiar routine. However, one morning, as she stepped out the door, the city vanished around her. She found herself in a dark, unknown forest where the trees whispered strange, eerie sounds. Before she could panic, a tall, grim stranger emerged from the trees and simply said, "Your time is up." Sophie didn't understand what he meant, but she felt something extraordinary was happening to her. As she tried to recall the past few days, Sophie realized that several days' worth of memories were simply missing from her mind. The stranger told her that those lost memories would lead her back home if she managed to recover them. After the encounter, Sophie began experiencing strange things. She could read other people's thoughts, and an unusual force drew her toward the trees, as if they held the answers. The stranger informed her that these powers were only temporary, and she was fighting against time. She found an old pocket watch at the base of a tree, which inexplicably felt familiar to her. Inside the watch, there was a single engraved message: "The truth lies in the mirror." Sophie discovered that the world she now inhabited wasn't reality, but an alternate dimension, one she had been trapped in during an experiment. Her memories had been artificially erased, and she had to retrieve them to escape. The only way to return to her own reality was by regaining her memories. But for each memory, she had to confront her own fears. Every corner of her forgotten past brought a new challenge. Sophie's last memory was hidden behind a massive, dark mirror. As she looked into it, another Sophie stared back at her, the version of herself trapped in the real world. The mirror, however, wouldn't let her through unless she realized that her fears weren't enemies to defeat, but parts of herself. Sophie understood that instead of running from her fears, she had to face them. When she finally accepted her past and her weaknesses, the mirror shattered, and all the alternate realities collapsed around her. For a brief moment, Sophie floated in nothingness, then suddenly fell back into reality, right into the café where her day had begun. The world was the same, but she had become an entirely different person. Her memories returned, but she no longer feared them. She knew time had been working against her, but now she was the one playing with time.